Well, speaking of entertainment business.
No. No, I'm just playing. What's up? Where are we starting? The Creed verse?
No.
Okay, great.
No, let's start with Black entertainment television.
Oh.
Okay.
You got the inside scoop on this
No.
one?
No, I do not have any inside scoop. I am here.
Come on, man. You're supposed to make phone calls.
On my own
You
accord.
up here on pods saying you got the connect. You're going to call your connect.
I never said that I didn't make any phone calls. I said I am here to speak as someone who went on the internet and found information. I do not have any insider information to share. All I will be speaking about is the rumors on the internet. That is it. And honestly, I don't know. Yeah, it's a rumor, but when you start seeing rumors in the trades, like CNBC posted this, the Hollywood Reporter posted this. When you start seeing this, it's something that you should pay attention to because it does mean that something is happening, right?
Something.
Business doesn't get leaked that easily unless someone really wants that information to get out.
That's right.
So what we're talking about is the fact that over the past week it has come out that Paramount is shopping b.e.t. around.
Yep. We might buy it. No, I'm just playing.
Nah, listen.
I'm kidding. We ain't got no money to buy that.
Paramount is apparently saying, I'm trying to pull up the article, but Paramount is saying that they feel, okay, these are the key points from CNBC.com. They said Paramount Global is exploring a sale of a majority stake in b.e.t. Media Group, which includes b.e.t.'s cable network studio, b.e.t. Plus, and VH1. And just in case anybody is wondering, b.e.t.'s cable network and studio, b.e.t. Plus, and VH1. And just in case anybody is wondering, when they talk about b.e.t.'s cable network, they are talking about b.e.t., they are talking about b.e.t. Her, they are talking about b.e.t. Jams, and b.e.t. Soul. So there's a lot falling under that umbrella there. Mm-hmm. And then it says Paramount executives believe selling the business to a consortium of wealthy Black investors and institutions may unlock opportunities and value, according to sources.
That's what the article says.
Yep.
Got it.
And then it says a sale which may not happen is not suggestive of a broader strategy to sell Paramount in pieces, sources say. Which, that was the part that stuck out to me. Yeah. Because they're basically saying, we want to get rid of b.e.t. We're good with the rest of our titles. That's the way I took that.
Or, we're going to slowly start unloading shit we don't believe in.
Sure. I think it's...
And b.e.t.'s at the top of the list.
I honestly think it's the same thing. I think it's really interesting now, knowing that, and this was something we had on our list, but we didn't get to, but VH1 moved over to the b.e.t. umbrella a few months ago. Like maybe at the end of the year. So not very long ago. But it's almost like they were setting this up.
Yeah, of course.
So that they could do this sale.
Yes, listen, you gotta shuffle the cards.
And to be perfectly honest, I've always thought that VH1 should have been over there.
Okay. It
makes sense. The content is...
Love and hip hop.
Well, not just Love and hip hop, but the content that has run on VH1 for many years is widely centered around Black people. It is...
All the love shows.
Love and hip hop. All of the shows that have come out, Basketball Wives... There's a long list. Even their scripted programming, it's all centered around the Black experience, around Black celebrities, around Black music. So it always felt like it had transitioned. We know historically VH1 was like music. It was almost like another arm of the MTV brand. Yeah. It hasn't been that for a really long time.
Yeah, it's just reality shows.
It's reality shows. It's more of that type of content. Like I said, there's some scripted content there. but everything, T.I. and Tiny is on VH1 or was on VH1. Like, all of those shows seem like they should live together, or at least under the BET brand. I think the thing that has always been tricky for BET is that BET has this like moral struggle that goes on where, you know, they want to create good content. They want to create content that people want. Sometimes that means content like what's on VH1, but they also need to maintain a certain level of integrity in order for Black people to continue to trust the brand. And over the years, a lot of Black people have kind of strayed away from the brand because they feel like maybe the content isn't good enough or not interesting enough. But at the same time, if you were to put anything that you think is remotely exploitative of Black people on BET, the same people would complain that, oh, you're exploiting us. Why are you doing this? So I think that BET has always had that issue, or for a long time has had that issue. And I think VH1 was absolved of that moral conflict because it wasn't BET. So everybody looked at it as, well, it's happening over there, but it's not us doing it to us. But it was us doing it. I mean, it is, but that's why words mean things, names mean things, because when people see BET attached to certain things, they're like, oh no, BET can't do that, you know? So I think this is a good look. I think take VH1 as it is, put it under the BET name, put it under the BET umbrella. You can continue to produce the same type of programming, but the sting is not as deep if people feel like it's not exactly the same thing, right? So that's my opinion on it. Let me also point out the two people that have been named, the two names the two names that have come up as a part of this conversation: Tyler Perry and Byron Allen. Tyler Perry, I mean, we know what Tyler Perry does. I feel like both names are big names, but I feel like the one you hear more
is Tyler
Perry. We know Tyler Perry has his big studio out in Atlanta.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of BET's programming already gets filmed over there because everybody's
doesn't he do a bunch of BET Plus stuff?
He already has his deal with BET and BET Plus, where he creates programming specifically for the BET brands. So there's a lot of alignment with Tyler Perry. Byron Allen owns a bunch of radio stations and TV stations, and I think Byron Allen owns Weather Channel, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he does. So he's not a stranger to the TV game. He's not a stranger to any of this.
And he doesn't really it don't really matter. I mean, if he's teaming up with Tyler Perry, he don't really need to be as hands-on.
Right. Well, and they haven't made that completely clear if this would be. It seems like, based on what
everything I've seen, is that they're buying it together.
It's a joint venture.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's just them. I just think those are the face. They're the face of it. So I would be curious to see what other, because they specifically said investors and institutions, and I'm really curious about what those institutions are that they're speaking about. But what do you think? Like, what do you think about? Because what this would mean is that BET would become Black owned again.
Well, I don't have any real feelings because I don't watch TV. And I mean, I haven't. The last thing I watched on BET was probably like BET Uncut when we were teenagers.
Right.
We haven't been teenagers in quite some time.
Speak for yourself.
We're the same age. Stop it. And so, half my lifetime ago, it was probably the last time I actually was watching BET intentionally. Not like at someone's house and it was on. And so for me, it doesn't really mean anything. I know.
Will never come back, by the way.
Oh, I'm not saying I want Uncut to come. We don't need Uncut to come back now. There's OnlyFans and YouTube and all this other stuff that
people have asked for it to come back.
Oh yeah.
I
don't know why. I mean, now it's all right in your phone.
People have asked for it to come back. People always.
But those raunchy videos are on the internet.
That is the one thing that people question. Why did it go away? And
because they wanted to have clean shit. They didn't want to have.
No, that's not why it went away. Oh, you want some insider information?
Wasn't it because it was too raunchy for investors?
So
they wanted a cleaner image.
I won't say who, but there was a specific advertiser.
Right.
That it was so long ago, I'm sure I can say this. There was a specific advertiser that landed in the show, and they have a very. It's an advertiser you would. It's an advertiser you would absolutely know. They have a very clean brand, a very clean image, and somebody from that side of things was watching television and saw one of their brands run in the show, and that was basically the beginning of
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's more detailed, but yeah. So my point is I don't watch TV a lot, so it would be. Listen, let me be clear. I'm very cool and always supportive of Black empowerment and of Black ownership, and so that's great. Like, I'm glad Diddy has Revolt. Revolt is doing a bunch of fly shit. If Tyler Perry and the rest of these people team up and buy b.e.t, great. Besides that, I got nothing.
I mean, I'm not really.
It's a win for us. I'm cool with that.
I'm not really speaking to the program. I guess I'm not speaking to the programming part of it because I can't say that I avidly watch b.e.t myself. Mm-hmm. I can't even say that I watch VH1 at this point. I think years ago I used to, but these days I don't. There might be a couple of one-offs here or there that I'll check out, but no, I don't really. I don't really watch it in that way. Like, I might catch the b.e.t Awards when it comes on, or the Soul Train Awards. You watched it this year.
The b.e.t Awards.
We reported on the b.e.t Awards.
Oh, but I mean regularly. Like, I don't watch any award show regularly.
I don't usually either.
But, I watched it this year because, like I said on the pod, I just happened to be somewhere, and the awards were on. I was like, oh, I guess I'm watching the awards.
Well, you know, we do a pod where we talk about these things.
We do.
So I try to keep up with
and you do great with that.
This sort of thing at this point. And
you do good.
My point is, I don't know if I'm really asking too much about the programming itself. I guess I'm just, you know, it's been so long since b.e.t fell under the what used to be Viacom brand and is now Paramount, Paramount Global. It would be a huge shift. It would be a big change. It would be a great undertaking for whoever takes it on.
Right.
And
you think Tyler Perry's going to do it justice?
My concern...
Talk about it.
My concern is... Well, in terms of programming, I would love to know what programming will look like.
Oh, Medea.
It's already that. I think it's already that. I think that that's already happening, right? I think that there's what they have now seems to be a healthy balance between Tyler Perry's programming and whatever other projects they have. And then I think when you're talking about like regular run of network type of things, meaning the shows that like the sitcoms, the syndicated sitcoms that run throughout the day, I think Tyler Perry is all up and through that as well. So I don't think it'll look that different in terms of that, but yeah, like how will it shift? How will it change certain deals that come up later on, or certain types of programming that people are trying to get greenlit?
Right. I'm
wondering what that looks like. I'm also wondering from a business standpoint what it looks like, because we saw Essence leave Time Warner, and Essence is a magazine. I know it's more digital now, but Essence is a Black brand.
Yes.
Essence left Time Warner, was sold to a black owner, and Essence is not black owned again now.
Gotcha.
And so I just wonder, long term, what does this look like? And I don't know what could happen. I don't know enough. Like I said, I have no insider information on any of this. But long term, what does that look like? Is it sustainable? I'm sure they have enough money to do it. If they didn't have enough money, they wouldn't be having the conversation. But long term, is it going to be a good look? Is it going to continue to be something that they can sustain, or is it going to be something that ends up having to be bought out by Paramount again? Or, I mean, it's based on that CNBC article. I don't think Paramount would be the one buying them again, but you never know. But then there's also other big brands. You have the other NBC Universal or one of them that may be interested in it. So I'm just curious to see what that looks like long term, and we won't know for a long time. We don't even know if this is the sale is real. Now, what I will say about that, and I kind of said it before, is that the fact that it's in the news, something
things
about
are
this
brewing.
is real.
Yeah, things are brewing.
Yeah.
You know the show Boondocks? Mm-hmm. They did a couple episodes about b.e.t.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
You know what they called b.e.t? You know what they said b.e.t stands for?
What? Tell us.
Black Evil Television. That's how they said it on the show.
Yeah. Listen, people have a very complicated relationship with the b.e.t. brand. That is...
It's this lady who she's the CEO in the she's the owner or CEO, something like that.
Supposed to be
she sits at the head of the long table, probably, and she goes, "Here at Black Evil Television." Every time, that's how she says it.
By the way, Deborah Lee, former CEO of b.e.t., just put out a book, or the book is coming out this month. And she's currently on a tour, like she's been interviewing, whatever. And I heard the book is juicy. I just wanted to point that out just in case, whoever, is watching or listening, likes to read. I don't remember what the book is called, but apparently, like, she talks about her career and she talks about her time at b.e.t. And she talks about, some of the, she talks about her relationship with Bob Johnson. Because I didn't realize that, I guess I never put it together that they were married, but she talks about all that stuff. So I just thought that was interesting. I heard about it recently and I was like, oh, this is all right. If anybody is interested in some of that backstory, it's in her book. Very interesting that she put all that stuff in her book, because it doesn't seem like her personality, but...
Hey, you never know.
But when it's in a book, I always feel like when you're writing it down, it's kind of like people on the internet where you feel very free.
That's right.
It's
Twitter fingers.
It's Twitter fingers. It's not the same as when you have to, like, tell people about things. So,
this is true.
Yeah, that's my little... I thought that it was important for us to point this out, because this would change the landscape of black television in a very big way.
It could.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Honestly, though, at this stage in the game, and after Paramount Global has said what they said, if I was like at the head of b.e.t. or whatever, I would probably want to be sold at this point, because it sounds like they don't want them.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. Mm-mm. Anyway,